I just went to milk the very last cow and the pulsator isn't working. So, excuse me, hon. There's a little, if you take off the cover, hold on, I gotta stand up on the, well here. If you open up the cover, there's a little black ball in there that has a little tonsil on it, and it's supposed to be hooked into this. So when you put your pulsator on, it pushes down on that and it picks the ball up and lets air through. Well, the part that it hooks to broke off, so now the ball is just stuck in there. So I need to pick that out. And Brent is going to get a new one, so I gotta grab some needle nose vice grips because those are pretty hard to get a hold of. So I was gonna use scissors, but I don't think that's gonna work. So we'll grab our vice grips. Gotta stick this in there. There. Put the cover back on.
I would be interested in those two up with Devin. I'm telling you, Devin is a good milker.
I know, we had a couple.
Huh?
I remember we had a couple and they were really good milkers.
Plus, you probably get it less than that for cash.
There we go.
Telephone number?
No, I didn't think they listed a cell phone number. Also, this old girl's a 3-titter, so that's why it's only on 3 of them. Said I'm 17 years old, give me a break. It is the next morning. It's just about time for the cattle dealer to get here. I just realized I've been wearing this same shirt for like the last 3 times I've been filming. I swear I have washed it. I just really like it because the inside is nice and fuzzy and it's cozy. Not that you guys care. But anyway, I'm across in the shop right now grabbing this barrel because I want to take this over to the barn and we're going to use it as a trash can. So I'm going to just dump this in the big one. Oops, I didn't get it all. There we go. We're going to take that over and use that as a trash barrel in the barn. I wanted to show you guys the monitor and give you an update on that. I don't know why I need to show it to you because it's exactly the same. You guys have been asking for an update that has not been fixed. So the screen that we got for it is different, which I'm not really super surprised because it just seems to be the way it goes. It's a little bit bigger and it seems to have different, I don't know what you call them, but the little spots that you weld, nodes I think maybe you call them, seem to be a little bit different. So where it's still working, we're just going to use it for the end of the season, and then we're going to make a decision on whether or not we want to try to put that screen on because it may possibly work. It's got the same, I don't know how to explain it because I know nothing about electronics, but it has the same amount of nodes and it seems like they're in the same series, but it also seems like they go to different things than the original ones. So it's like a 50-50 of whether or not that's going to work. If we do have the guy put it in, he said it more than likely where it doesn't really realize right now that the screen isn't working, it's not bothering anything else that the screen's not working. More than likely if he cut that old one off and then put the new one on and it still didn't work, the rest of it would still continue to work like it is. So there's a pretty high chance that it would still work even if that screen doesn't happen to be compatible, if that makes any sense. I don't know anything about electronics, but that's pretty much the update. We also did find out that you could send it to Germany if you really wanted to, and they'll put the right screen in it. It took me a long time to find this, for like, I don't know what it would compute to, but it was like around 600 or 700 euros. So I think that would probably be like $850, something like that. So we could do that if we absolutely wanted to and get the right one put in there. Or we could just try to put the other one in. I don't know. We haven't decided what we're going to do yet. It's kind of a dreary day. They said it wasn't supposed to rain, but kind of looks like rain to me. Just adding this cart makes it seem like we have a lot of stuff out in the dooryard now. So yeah, the cattle dealer should be here any minute. Brent just came out. Oh, coffee.
Grilled ham and cheese.
A grilled ham and cheese.
Breakfast of champions.
Thank you. Coffee. That's all I need. Now we're just waiting for the cattle dealer.
Push on the back.
It's gonna take that long? Oh, and we need to clean out the freestall. That's what we're doing today?
He is a big boy.
He is, isn't he?
He's bigger than last time, I think.
Time to go there, handsome. pushed down the freestall, so all I got to do is just carry it over into the pit. I'm just going to go in the front of the pit and just dump it in there a ways. There's no hay in here. We don't feed them in the freestall until winter, when we absolutely have to, or spring. But this time of year, where it's still warm enough for the cows to be out on the pad eating, that's where we feed them, so they only make a mess of the pad and they don't make a huge mess of the freestall. So that's what they're doing right now. They're out eating off of a bale that we just put out, most of them. Pretty much all the fresh ones. I think the dry cows and the heifers probably all went out to pasture. I saw some of them down by the lake over there. So clean this out. A lot of you guys say, how come we have this gate here? Like, it seems inconvenient. It's really not that big of a deal. Oh geez, Nelson, you scared me. Thought you were a giant rat. Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. I just move it out of the way and move it back, hook it up. We had it on a pole so that you could just open it. And that lasted for a while and it was nice. But then one day the cows pushed the entire pole over, knocked the whole gate down, and for some unknown reason, none of them decided to get out. I don't know if it's because the gate was laid down and they didn't want to walk over it. But that made us really nervous. So ever since then, it's just been hooked straight to the barn because we don't want that happening again. It's not that bad, is it?
What's that? No,
Freestall. You said you were going to bed the stalls too, right? All right. The Kubota's muffler cage is rattling again, so I apologize for that ahead of time. So I usually put it in full drive, low, and then I'll put it in fourth, button on. My preferred three-row gear. tractor. And it's like, I put it on the arm. Like, why did I do that? And then when I dump, it's pointed like straight up in the air. Like, look at the sky, guys. It's so beautiful. They sound a lot like the drawbar hinge. Those are locked to the side, they don't hit it. These ones, that's what's making that noise. We are back. We got everything finished we wanted to do today. We're feeding out before we let the cows in. Brent's going around with silage right now. I made a couple bales. I left one up in the field and I brought this one back. It didn't cut either one of them. You guys saw that from me dumping this one out. It didn't cut the net at all. But the reason for that is because of the net wrap just bouncing up and down. It can't keep it tight enough to cut it when it's doing that, so that's why it's causing it to not be able to cut it. So they're not two separate problems, it's one problem. And we think we possibly know how or why that's doing that. But that's a story for another video. So what we ended up doing this afternoon was we went and looked at a couple cows. So we didn't end up getting them, and we're not going to be getting them. They were two 8-month-old Devon Jersey crosses. We had two Devons years and years ago, probably like 6 or 7 years ago, I would say. And they were fantastic milkers, really good cows, great, all around great cows, high butter fat, good milkers, really hardy, and we loved them. We were told that they were Devons, but now seeing a couple of Devon Jersey crosses, I'm not 100% sure that was actually true. Granted, everyone can be different, but these two, they were twins, twin heifers. They looked far too beefy to be any kind of dairy cow, so we ended up not getting them. We do have a Jersey that we have a line on, and we're talking to the people, so hopefully we'll be able to get that nice Jersey heifer. She's breeding size, so we could just throw her right outside with bull. But all right, so I had to let the cows in, and let me see, 3 are on the wrong side of the fence, so we need to go chase them around. Really quick before I say goodbye to you guys, I didn't forget that calf that we sent last Monday, I guess it was, the cattle dealer even said the one that we sent this week was better and probably will bring more. Well, the calf that went last week went for just shy of $900, I think it was. It was like, it ended up being like $9.80 a pound or something is what he went for, and he weighed like 90 pounds or something like that. Ridiculous price for a Dutch belt. He was all dairy, Dutch belted, a Holstein cross, and he was a decent looking calf, but I just think that's crazy. They give us a whole report thing, number 8 is in the wrong place again, on how the cows went at that auction. And the cows weren't like ridiculously priced. A lot of them were around $1,200. Some of them were like close to $1,500. But the calves were just crazy. Like one calf that weighed like 95 pounds went for $1,200. Just insane prices. I'm sure it was an Angus grower calf probably. But still, I just don't know how the money is being made on the other end, but somehow it is, I guess, and it's good for us, a little extra income. So hopefully we'll get even more for that next bull calf, and hopefully they keep coming. 2 Jerseys and a Guernsey, and not a brain between the 3 of them. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already done that. Keep it real, keep farming, and I'll see you guys in the next video.